Whoops, we're a little crooked. Up, and now we're shaking. Hang on, it'll stop. Good afternoon. Just wanted to hop on. I was getting ready. Haven't done a get ready with me. Most everything has been done out in the garden. So I thought, while I'm getting ready and actually have time and feeling well, we'll do a get ready with me and just kind of chit chat. And behind me, you see the ninja's outfit. And you may say, oh, well, he's not a ninja. Not yet. He's working on it. And he gets better every week and stronger every week. So he's my ninja. Anyway, we have already done skincare. I have already primed my skin first with the Touch and Soul. Icy Sherbet Primer. It's okay. I left them out here. If I don't put them up while I'm doing this, I'll knock them over. And the e.l.f. I need longer arms. Poreless Face Primer. I like it. Before we actually put on foundation, I will take my Tarte and fill in a few things. That's just how I do it. But we're going to go in with the Sigma Ambience palette. Give you a little, just going to use a few colors. Just kind of a little soft look, because I ain't put on makeup in a hot minute. Gardening and had a little bout with pneumonia and all that good stuff, and I feel like I am never going to get caught up. And in the middle of everything, my dishwasher is slowly stopping working. Not the most opportune time. But it'll be okay. The new one is supposed to be delivered, or my honey will pick it up. It's supposed to be ready for pickup on Monday, so he'll pick it up and probably install it Monday or Tuesday. And hopefully, because with everything coming in from the garden, needing the assistance of the dishwasher to help with processing and getting everything done is really a thing. I don't know if I have even posted anything about it, but while I had pneumonia, I had started a sourdough starter and an Amish friendship bread starter. While I had the pneumonia, the only thing that I could really do was feed and separate the starters. And after the first discard on a sourdough starter, I'm not discarding anything else. I used that to make pancakes and other things with, but I just wasn't well enough to do it. So I just kind of kept putting them into a new jar. End result. As of last night, I think we are at 24, maybe 26 loaves of Amish friendship bread have left my house, because little side story, you can take a regular sourdough starter, feed it as you would an Amish friendship bread starter, and poof, it will work. Not quite as sweet and all that good stuff as the other one, because in a regular starter, you don't use sugar. I mean, in a Amish friendship, you don't use sugar. Let's back up and try that again. In a regular sourdough starter, you use yeast, flour, and water. In a Amish friendship bread starter, you use flour, milk, and sugar, and let it ferment. If you have like a brown liquid on top of your starter, it's called hooch. Yes, it's the same thing. Stir it back in. It needs fed. That's it. You don't have to throw it away unless you see mold. That's your little lesson for the day. We're going to go ahead and do this real quick. I'm going to if you hear little man talking, he's playing a game. He's been very entertained today. I'm going to this very end color. I can't see the name, so we're just not going to fool with it. With me trying to tell you, because there really is no point. we're just, and like I said, I'm just throwing on a little makeup because, you know, need to be presentable. 2, while I have been playing catch up, so much has gone on. My church, we now have a second campus. We will be going there tomorrow night to join their service. It will be the same sermon that's preached in my home church on Wednesday nights, but we're just going to go and support them, and because we love our church and we love our pastor, so we're going to, me and my daughter are going to go, and the guys are going to have a little Papa Ian night. So yeah, I'm really kind of debating. I don't really want to go that deep with the corner shade, so I'm going to go into this and we'll just see how it goes. It's a little more than I originally will put, so I may get some fallout. This is an old, I've had this brush probably since 2016. I think they're still available at Walmart. I think it's an, I've had it so long, I'm sorry, the name is off of it. It's an environmentally friendly brush. I have my favorites. I have tons of brushes. I actually have some that I have never even opened, because the ones that I have still work. So yeah, I'm kind of liking this color. Way better than I thought I would. I'm gonna pull it on over. Now, let's see, we're 7 minutes into this. Yeah. For those of you that aren't aware, that's a silly thing to say. How could you be aware whenever I'm not on I'm not really on anything to tell you. I'll post a picture of it because I'm throwing things now, because it's just really, it's just been, y'all know how it, if you've followed my channel for any time, you know how it is. I'm gonna go into this with kind of a blender brush because my intent is to just kind of go right in the middle on both lids and just kind of put a sheer bit of shimmer. Something's been on my heart. Ooh, I just got fallout. I'll have to fix that. It's not my fault. I generally don't have fallout because I generally go a lighter hand into the palette, but I'm kind of trying to get this done. I'm liking that. Let's kind of blend that out. Hey, yeah, I can't say words today. I'm thankful, first and foremost, because I'm vertical this week. Last week, about this time, I could not get up out of the bed. Ian had to miss his class and everything, and it was really just horrible. So, yeah, I'm very thankful just to be vertical. I'm going to take this color, and we're just going to go on the inside of my E-ball and just kind of pop that a little bit. Now, if you want to know, I've done a few declutter on my palettes. I've not been able to coordinate with the person that is going to be taking them. We keep trying to get together, and our schedules keep preventing that from happening. So it's going to happen. I'm just kind of I don't want to say stuck, because that's not exactly the right way. Let me kind of, yeah, that's quite a bit of fallout. Kind of brush that off, and we'll fix that in a moment. We would be putting this on anyway, so this is the Tarte old lady stuff that I like to use. I don't know if you can hear him singing or not, but I love it. Let's get into, I about forgot how to do this, guys. Let's get into my thought for today. First and foremost, understand that whenever I address things on this, unless I specifically say a name, it's not about you. I'm very specific. If I decide to address something to somebody, I'm very specific. Secondly, this has just been on my itty bitty mind and heart. And so that's where that is. Gonna go under my eyes with the Becca color corrector. I can't tell you what shade it is. It's Smashbox Becca now, and if Smashbox goes out of business, I don't know what I'm gonna do, because this stuff is amazing. For so many weeks, my one bed where my corn is, I watched it progress. I watched it grow. And it was so pretty. The corn was standing so, just, you know, just like little soldiers. And I was so happy and so proud. And of course, you know, I planted beans. I did kind of a Three Sisters experiment with that bed, with the understanding of what I got, whatever I got out of it, bonus, yippee yeehaw. Okay? A storm came through a few weeks ago, knocked out our power. I talked about it on here. It did some major damage to some other people around me. We did not get hit as bad as they did. We did not deal with as much as other people did. Right now, Mayfield is flooded, and if you remember, it's not been that long ago that they had a really bad tornado. I think it was 2 years ago. So now they're flooded. So, yeah, keep them in not only your thoughts and prayers, but be prepared, because they're going to need help. So, as I see links, they will be posted on my Twitter. My Twitter is the same as this, the Mayor's Daughter. It's just where I kind of post a little more. I have Threads. I have Instagram. I have I have TikTok now. TikTok, generally you can tell when I post on TikTok, you can tell that I'm either in a bad mood or not feeling well, because that's how I amuse myself. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. It's kind of a little bright, but we'll fix it. This is the Fenty Beauty Cream Blushes. I've been using them for quite a while. I love them. They are fantastic. And take little Estee Lauder Double Wear and go under my eyes, on the tip of my nostril. Now, as soon as I get this on, my nose will run. It does every time. So, we're prepared for that. Let that dry down just a minute, and then we'll deal with the rest of everything. Anyway, what we were talking about. In the garden where the corn is, you know, the first storm came through and my neighbor literally said, "Is your corn going to be okay?" And my husband had just come up and he was like, "You're not going to believe the storm just destroyed that bed." I didn't even want to look out the window, but I did. Give me brow benefit. I've used it for years. I've not found anything that I like as well as that. I don't know if there's something going on with them. Don't know. I've seen bits and bobs of stuff, and I don't know. I don't know. It is what it is. I tend to stick with what works anymore and don't really venture out to try a whole lot of other stuff because it works, and I'm old. When you get to old, you just kind of figure out what works. Anyway, so I featured this bed in the last video. I planted sunflowers in there just because, just wanted to see what would happen, just to be real honest. Did not anticipate. Things will speak to you if you let them. There's lessons to be learned all around us. For me, can you not please? Can you please not scream like that?
Okay, well.
Thank you. So I don't know where that comes from periodically, but it does. Mixing up some foundation. So anyway, I've been watching this bed, and as I said, you know, with the storm came through, it demolished. It didn't demolish. It laid down the corn, and in the process of laying down the corn, it pretty much, between it and a couple of 3 critters, the beans that I had planted in that bed, gone. It happens. It's not the brush that I want. That's the brush that I want. So, as I'm watching what the goings on, yeah, my hair does not need foundation, in this bed, I am, you know, the sunflowers start poking through. And Sunday, I had a migraine from Wednesday to Sunday, and it eased off enough to where I could do a few things Sunday with my husband close. So we walked down and checked the garden, and we fixed a few things, and we finally just, I had been easing the corn back into where it should be. Kind of a little hopeful experiment that didn't work like I had it planned, so we kind of had to take, put some stakes in on one side, because on the one side where it laid the most, it destroyed the squash and stuff that I had growing on that side. So wow. So I notice this one sunflower, as all of the others have opened up, it has yet to. And I keep watching this sunflower. And after every storm, there's been quite a few lately, thankfully we have had minimal damage. Not everybody in this area or in the state of Kentucky can say that, or other surrounding states. So, I've been watching this one little handy dandy. Oh, this is pretty. We're gonna dip into that and go right through here. This one sunflower caught my attention, and I've been watching it. And overall, it's not bloomed yet. It's just getting taller. It's taller than me. It's beautiful big. The stalk is probably about that big around. No matter what comes its way, it's just kind of hanging out. It's growing. It's minding its business. It's doing its thing. Got my attention 2 or 3 days ago. I like this blush. This is, I think I already said it's the Sigma Cream blush. It's kind of coral leaning, but I like it. I'll blend this out better in just a minute. This is another one. I can't read it's Coral Dawn. I think I may have it. No, the other one is more coral than this one, so we're not gonna go there today. So it caught my attention. And when it caught my attention, I kept just paying attention to it. And like I said, there are lessons to be learned all around us. While these other things are just blooming and doing their thing, hang on, because as I told you, yeah. As it's, you know, the other sunflowers have kind of, when the corn kind of laid, the sunflowers came around, you know, and the last storm, they kind of laid down a little bit, and some of them I had to actually tie to stakes to, you know, kind of, because it's too much weight on the squash. So I'm watching everything and seeing how it's going. And we had another storm last night, and when I got up this morning, I looked out the window and it's like, you know, that sunflower is still standing tall, minding its little business. It's rooted. It's blooming where it's planted. I said that to say this. I'm gonna put on a little bit of mascara. I'm old and I have to keep them in the boxes so I can see what's what. Kind of sad, isn't it? There's something to be said for I can't find what I'm looking for. Big shock, right? There it is. I'm not sure. I must have cleaned out all my travel bags because I'm finding things I didn't know that I had. there's something to be said for not allowing the distractions and storms around us to, and I'm guilty of this, and I guess that's why, this is a share. It's real easy to look at what we're facing and what's going on, and one day last week, it was rough. It was a really rough day. In the middle of that rough day, while being very unwell, EJ takes my phone and goes outside and takes a beautiful picture of, at that point in time, it was just one sunflower that had actually blossomed, and there were 2 bees on it, and it was a beautiful picture. So that made me think differently about where I was putting my thoughts and my words, because I was putting them, it was garbage. So as I went out there the other day, or looked out there this morning, it went from looking at this plant, and this has been, on my heart for a while, and I hope you've stayed, because I know this is lengthy. One of the signs that I put out in my garden says, "Bloom where you're planted." And all too often, and I'm really guilty of this, I'm just going to tell you, I don't want to be where we are. I've not wanted to be where we are for a while now. I'm too far away from my mother. I don't like it. And I have spent a lot of time pouting about where we are, and more things kind of sticking us here and keeping me from being closer to my mother. She's 78 years old. It's kind of that situation of, time is not on our side. So that's just where that is. But in that time that I've been wishing to not be in this location, I was not cultivating what I needed to be cultivating in my life. I'm here. We're here in this town, in this area, for a reason. Part of it is the man's job. Part of it is we just are here. So the takeaway, this is kind of the finished look. I'll finish the things that, this has got to kind of, and then I'll put some setting spray on or not. The only thing that I don't like about the primers that I'm using is that even with my double wear, it doesn't stay. But anyways, back to the sunflower. That sunflower has just stood there looking upward, growing. It's not gone to this side or that side or worried about what's going on around it, where it is, or anything like that. It's just growing. And I don't know if it's just me that this spoke to, but I felt like that I might need to share it with somebody else. But it spoke to me to work on being content where we are. It's not so bad. And to keep doing the things that we've been doing, because we keep getting better all the time. We keep, had 3 generations of my family at prayer meeting, at a Tuesday morning prayer meeting. That's pretty spectacular in my book. You might not agree, or it may be something, we're away from the bulk of our family, so, for that many of us to be together, it's pretty spectacular. So I just want to leave you with the thought of, no matter what is trying to distract you, keep looking up. Keep working on you. Keep working on the things that matter to you. And don't get beat down by whatever you're going through. Because remember, going is a verb, an action verb. It means there's a start, a middle, and an end with going. So if you're going through something, it's going to come to an end. Might not necessarily like the end, but it's going to come to an end. But anyway, just kind of, hold on to everything that matters to you. My hope and my trust, as you know, is in Jesus and in God. I hope that I reflect a very, very humble and compassionate as I'm growing as a person. Condemning people is just not quite where I need to be. I'll just tell you, because my sin is no different than yours. Got it? Good. I don't have any ground to say. I just don't. We do this together. When I talk to you, I've always said from the first Facebook Live that I did many years ago, if I'm talking to something that hits you, remember, I've got 3 fingers pointed back at me. And most of the time, if I'm addressing something, it's something that stirred in my heart and in my spirit that I need to work on. So, that being said, be a sunflower today. Be the strong sunflower. And we're going to keep up with it. We're going to watch it grow. And I hope that as people, we grow and change and learn along with it. Stay rooted. Stay grounded. Focus all your energy on the big bloom. Have a good day. Remember, I am the mayor's daughter. I love you all. See you in the next video. I was going to say something else and I forgot.